Good evening, precious ones, and welcome back once again to Recanlily's kitchen. If you are new, I'm Nana Benayan. Today we are going to make a simple carrot soup with fufu. The ingredients are as listed. I will again write the ingredients in the description box. Because I have already listed the ingredients, I'm not going to mention one after the other. You can use any ingredients of your desire. If you don't have carrots, you can use garden eggs, eggplant, or cucumber to make this soup. The paprika, I'm using red and yellow. You can add the green. The tomatoes is frozen one. It is leftover and I save it in the freezer for a long time, so I'll be able to use it today. The basil is a dry basil from my garden during last year's summer. The ingredients or the spices here is half teaspoon each. You can use any season or any spices of your desire. Remember, the salt and pepper is always according to your taste. The salt here is a little bit mixed with the paprika powder when I was setting it in the bowl. That is why it has changed color. These are all the ingredients and I'm going to place it aside. This is the steamed carrot we are going to blend. With my blender or with a blender cup, I pour in the steamed carrot and I'm going to mash it or blend it with a hand blender. You can blend it with the Ghana traditional pot, the ceramic pot with a wooden masher. Also, you can use that to blend it. So I added more water to help it to blend. The carrot is ready, so I'm removing the hand blender. And I then transfer it or pour it into a small bowl and I'm going to place it aside. With the same blender, I pour in the peeled steamed tomatoes. I'm going to add in all the paprika, the yellow paprika and the red paprika and blend. I'm going to blend it. I'm going to blend it well. So this is the tomatoes and the paprika together. And now I'm going to strain it or I'm going to sieve it. I add little bit water just to clean the hand blender and then strained the mixture. I add more water in the blender cup and shake it little and pour in through the strainer. And I use the spatula to press it little bit. Now this is the mixture, well strained, and I'm going to place it aside. So now all the ingredients are closer to the stove. With a cooking pot, I pour in about half deciliter water and put the stove on a medium-high heat. I then add in the chicken and then a shark. It's a hydrated shark. I forgot to write. It is a hydrated shark. And then I add the mixed spices, a salt to taste, and I'm going to cover it to simmer for about 10 minutes. 10 minutes later, I open the cover or the lid of the saucepan or the cooking pot and stir it. And stir the chicken or the steaming chicken. You can always use meat and fish of your desire. If you are vegan, you can always use only vegetables. So I add in the baked ham and pour over the blended carrot, the fresh chopped carrot and the cocktail tomatoes, the blended tomatoes and the paprika, and I wash in the bowl and pour it into the soup. I then wash the other bowl also and pour it into the soup and add the basil. I add the basil and stir. The soup is not ready, but it's already thick here. I like thick soup. So I'm going to add more water to help it to cook. We are making light soup. By the lightness depend according to your desire. Yeah. And I'm going to allow the soup to boil for about 30 minutes and come back. But I decided to clean around a little bit. 30 minutes later on the medium high heat, this is our soup. It is still boiling slowly. Yeah, slowly and nice. I love it. Whilst we are waiting for the soup, I want to share with you the fufu ingredients. So this is half deciliter potatoes and half deciliter fufu powder. So with a cooking pot, this cooking pot is inherited from my husband's mother. This is more than 45 years old cooking pot. It's a set, 3 sets. And this is the two I'm using today. The other one is there, and the other set is the kettle. It has the brand written around it. I have used this ever since I came to join this family. And the handle is little bit pale because it is old, so it's fading, but it's not dirty. And I love using her things in my video because I want our children to see this in the future. Remember that their grandmother left something special behind that was able to use for many years also. So with the cooking pot, I pour in a hot water. It's 100 degrees Celsius hot water, and I'm going to add in the fufu powder. It is not on the stove yet, and then I added the potatoes powder. This is another way of mixing the fufu. You mix it off or on the table, not on the stove, with hot water, and you make it like a dough. So we are going to make it like a dough. We make it well that so it will not clot. And then I try to stretch it very well the way we boiled it on the stove. Now it's not on the stove, it's still on the countertop. Just I'm just stretching it or mixing it well so that it does not clot. Now we have got something like a dough. Now is the time we are going to place it on the stove. I'm going to add water and then place it on the stove. This will help it to boil. I add more hot water there. It's very hot water, 100 degrees Celsius. So I'm going to keep it on the stove until it is ready. And the soup is also still on the stove. So whilst our fufu and the soup is on the stove, I'm going to cover the fufu to boil. And then I'm going to prepare myself a tea. So this sugar container is from Ghana. It's from my great grandmother. It is 2 types. I have one here in Sweden, and my auntie, the Reverend, also have one. So if I have the small one in Sweden, that's mean my auntie has the biggest one. But if I have the biggest one in Sweden, that means my auntie has the smallest one. The smallest one is with my auntie. So I place in the tea I want to take, the tea bag in the clear glass, and then I'm going to add in a sugar to taste. It's a brown sugar. So this tea is going to relax me while I wait for the soup and the fufu. And then I pour in some of the hot water. You can see the water is so hot. I told you earlier. And the kettle is very great kettle. Yeah. So I'm going to let the tea stand for some time before I take it because it needs to absorb the water very well. So after 45 minutes, the soup is still boiling and the fufu is also still boiling slowly. I have placed it on a very, very low heat. So now it is the time for me to mix the water that is boiling around the dough we made. And I have to take my time to mix it. It is still little liquid, so I'll leave it to boil again. Now it is time for me to boil the fufu. So I've already mixed it well with the water. I waited for the water to absorb very well so that it will be easy for me to boil it faster. So this is our fufu. Our fufu is ready. So ready, ready. It is just a simple and quick way to make fufu with flour. So with my Ghanaian ceramic pot or bowl beside the cooking pot, I take some of the fufu and shape it with a bowl and place it into the ceramic bowl. And then I'm going to place the rest into this bowl I'm using for the shaping of the fufu. And I'm not going to eat that one. I'm going to throw it away because I like eating with more meat. So because of that, I always eat little with the main food. So this is the fufu I'm going to eat for the day. It's already in the evening. And I'm going to serve myself. And this is the soup. It is so ready. Ready and delicious and palatable. Yeah, and I'm going to serve myself. That's the fufu again because it's time for me to pour the soup over it. I have gone to dress up and I've come back again. Okay, I went to rest a little bit. So that is the chicken, and I love the way the basil has split in the soup. But if you don't want the basil to be in the soup, you can always take it away the moment it started boiling for about 20 minutes. You can take it away from the soup. But I want the basil to be in the soup because I'm going to chew it. So with my soup serving bowl, I'm going to pour or place the rest of the soup in a serving bowl. This will keep the rest of the soup very warm and it is cool and nice to serve with this. And here is the food. So I wanted to share with you that you can eat this soup with benku also. I'm not going to eat the benku, but just for picture to show you that you can eat with benku, you can eat with bread, you can eat with gari, fufu, rice balls, cooked rice. You can eat this soup with so many food. So it is tasting time. I've prayed already and I'm enjoying myself. I wish you are all here with me to come and dine with me. But don't worry, your sister is here tasting for you, okay? Mm. So this is the time after enjoying the fufu. Now the time is getting closer for me to join my family online to pray. I'm joining my family online to pray. So I decided to keep awake by arranging the candles and then drink the water and the rest of the wine while I wait for the time. They will start it Ghana time 8 o'clock in the evening, and that time it will be 9 o'clock in Sweden. What's it? Okay. Okay. We are anacho oh sonyom sa hallelujah. Oh, here is so nice. Ooh. Very amazing. This here one.